Y'all, Joe Rogan did not hold back this time. He just called out Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively in a way that has everyone talking. We all know Rogan speaks his mind, but the way he went off on them during his podcast, embarrassing doesn't even begin to describe it. And here's the thing, his comments might actually have real consequences for Deadpool 3 fans. Are already debating whether this could be the start of major trouble for Ryan's biggest superhero role. Joe didn't just throw shade. He made it clear that he's standing with Justin Baldoni in his ongoing legal drama with the Hollywood power couple. Now, while Rogan didn't directly attack them, the way he worded things had people reading between the lines. The tone, the tension, everything about it screamed that this feud just got personal. And let's be honest, when Joe Rogan puts someone on blast, the internet pays attention. So yeah, buckle up. Because if this story keeps spreading, it could turn into one of the biggest Hollywood controversies of the year.
Blake Lively, talk about ruin your reputation, and Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, they've f***ed up. Ryan's trying to get out of it now. He's trying to get out of the lawsuit, and they're like, you are a key part of this.
This is what you get, though. This is what you get. You're trying to ruin a guy's livelihood by using the Me Too movement.
Because they were trying to take over the movie.
Yeah.
They were trying to take over the movie and the whole franchise. He owned the franchise. The whole thing's crazy. And he's suing the New York Times, and he's got a great case there,
He's going hard
too.
in the paint. But that's what it takes.
That's what it takes.
It's like Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
He's like, all right.
Yeah.
He did for the boys.
Exactly. You got to do it.
You need real to be like, nah, man, I ain't going out like.
First off, Joe Rogan didn't hold back at all. He straight up said that Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds may have made a big mistake by taking legal action against Justin Baldoni. According to Rogan, the move could seriously damage their public image. And let's be real, when Joe calls someone out, people listen. He also gave Justin major props for standing his ground against two of the biggest names in Hollywood, pointing out that most people in the industry wouldn't have the courage to challenge A-listers like that. Rogan praised his confidence and said it takes real guts to go up against that kind of power in the entertainment world. But what really had Rogan fired up were the receipts. Justin has already shared screenshots, audio clips, and even launched a website that breaks down his side of the story in full detail. And once that went public, fans started connecting the dots, which only made the entire situation blow up even more. One of the messages allegedly shared online seems to contradict some of Blake Lively's earlier claims about Justin entering her trailer without permission. And according to Joe Rogan's discussion, Ryan Reynolds might be trying to distance himself from the situation, but at this point, it's a little too late. He's already caught up in the drama, whether he likes it or not. Rogan also hinted that this lawsuit might not be just about what's being said publicly. Instead, he suggested that there could be deeper motives possibly tied to creative control over a project that Justin Baldoni was originally leading. Rogan even compared the whole thing to Johnny Depp's high-profile legal battle, saying it feels like another case where someone's trying to protect their reputation and career. And with the trial reportedly set for March 2026, it's clear this story is far from over. But Rogan didn't stop there. He opened the door to a bigger conversation about Hollywood and Marvel. He claimed there might be some questionable decision-making going on behind the scenes when it comes to how major roles are handed out. According to Rogan, sometimes it's less about pure talent and more about connections and influence. While Rogan didn't name anyone directly, fans online quickly started connecting the dots. Many began speculating that Blake Lively could be interested in joining the Marvel Cinematic Universe, possibly using her husband's industry influence to explore opportunities. And since Ryan Reynolds already holds serious weight in the MCU as Deadpool, fans couldn't help but wonder how much pull he really has behind the scenes. Reports claim that some Marvel insiders weren't thrilled about the growing attention from Blake's team, and now, with Rogan's comments making waves, Ryan's PR camp is said to be doing major damage control. Rumors even claim that Ryan's team reached out to make sure Rogan didn't plan to keep this topic alive on future episodes. But honestly, Rogan has never been the type to back down from controversy. His brand is built on saying whatever he wants, whenever he wants, without worrying about who gets offended. And that's exactly why this story is catching fire across social media. If Rogan continues to address this situation, it could spark a much larger conversation about power, influence, and control in Hollywood, and it might just shake things up for one of the industry's most powerful couples.
Just turned positive, just now. positive for pregnancy.
I just disagree that.
What if it just happened
that
today?
You can like draw a line on when.
You can't.
Like, once
so
life
you
has
can't
begun,
do
I don't
at
think you
the
draw
very
lines.
moment.
And this time, Rogan's standing 10 toes down. No retraction, no clarification, no damage control, just complete silence. And honestly, that silence only made things worse for Ryan Reynolds. Because the moment fans thought Ryan might be bothered by what Rogan said, the internet did what it always does. It started digging. People began revisiting Blake Lively's sudden interest in joining the Marvel Universe, the whispers about behind-the-scenes influence, and the speculation that Ryan may have been helping her navigate those opportunities. The irony? If Ryan had ignored the entire situation, it probably would have faded away like any other online rumor. But instead, the reaction, or even the perceived reaction, got fans talking even more. And that's when things took a turn. Online conversations started to question whether Ryan's carefully maintained image might be showing a few cracks. For the first time in years, fans weren't just praising him, they were picking apart old interviews, old clips, and anything that could offer context. Then came the real wildfire. A viral podcast clip started circulating where Rogan made a sarcastic comment about Ryan. Now, the internet being the internet, that one-word choice spread fast. Some took it as a joke, others didn't, and soon the narrative began to spiral. Within hours, social media was flooded with old footage, out-of-context moments, and endless threads analyzing Ryan's past behavior. What started as a lighthearted podcast discussion suddenly turned into a full-blown debate about fame, perception, and how fast public opinion can shift online.
You guys are so sweet not to shout. This is so sweet.
While all of that was unfolding, Blake Lively showed up to the A Simple Favor sequel premiere completely alone. Now, under normal circumstances, that wouldn't be a big deal. But something about that night felt different. The crowd wasn't as enthusiastic. The energy was tense, and fans immediately noticed the biggest red flag of all. Ryan Reynolds was nowhere in sight. Sure, some people argued that it wasn't Ryan's movie, so maybe it made sense for him to skip it. But let's be honest, Hollywood couples usually show up to support each other, especially during high-profile events. And given everything that's been happening lately, his absence only fueled more speculation. Then came the shocker. A protester reportedly appeared outside the premiere holding a sign that read, "Justice for Justin Baldoni." It wasn't a large demonstration, but it was loud enough to grab attention, and it served as a public reminder that the controversy surrounding Blake and Ryan still hasn't gone away. The moment quickly went viral online, and fans started wondering if Blake's once flawless public image might finally be slipping. And when it comes to Hollywood, perception is everything. Once the shine starts to fade, it's nearly impossible to get it back. Meanwhile, the Marvel side of things isn't exactly calm either. Industry insiders claim that executives are uneasy about all this attention, since Marvel's success depends on maintaining a clean, family-friendly brand. The last thing the studio wants is for one of its biggest stars to become the center of online controversy. And if things keep heating up, some believe Marvel could quietly start putting distance between themselves and the drama, even if that means stepping back from Ryan, one of their most bankable faces. But surprisingly, it might be Blake taking the bigger hit. Reports suggest that some luxury brands and fashion insiders, the same ones who once built entire campaigns around her, have started pulling back. There haven't been any official statements or major fallouts, just a slow, quiet silence. And in Hollywood, that kind of silence speaks volumes. When the calls stop coming, the stylists stop reaching out, and your name starts disappearing from red carpets and interviews. That's when you know things are really shifting. And right now, that's exactly what fans are noticing about Blake and Ryan. The smiles, the shade, the distance, every move is being analyzed. Because in this new era of social media, the internet never stops watching.
How's it going?
Great. Why? What have you heard?
And right now, Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively are playing defense like never before. The whispers about that so-called Marvel controversy weren't fading. They were only getting louder. So instead of letting the story spiral out of control, both of their PR teams went into overdrive, trying to steer the narrative, distract the public, and repair their image before the damage became permanent. Blake, who's always been known as one of Hollywood's most media-savvy stars, suddenly went completely silent. No Instagram updates, no playful tweets, no interviews, nothing. For someone whose entire brand is built around being open, funny, and relatable. That kind of silence didn't just seem odd. It felt intentional. The kind of quiet that only happens when saying the wrong thing could make everything worse. Meanwhile, Ryan wasn't exactly hiding, but something about his energy had shifted. His usually confident, quick-witted persona seemed replaced with carefully managed appearances and scripted smiles. Fans noticed it right away, pointing out how guarded and distant he's been in recent interviews. Some even think he's trying to play it cool while quietly working behind the scenes to contain the situation. Whether it's about protecting his Marvel position, his family, or just his reputation. It's clear Ryan is treading carefully, because right now, every headline, every rumor, and every clip that resurfaces online could tip the balance one way or the other. And when you're one of Hollywood's biggest stars, the line between control and chaos can disappear overnight. He kept up appearances, promoting new projects, highlighting his business ventures, and doing everything possible to stay far away from the growing Marvel controversy. But fans noticed something different. The effortless charm Ryan was known for just wasn't there. His smiles looked rehearsed, his jokes didn't land the same, and the charisma that once came naturally suddenly felt like an act. And here's the thing. None of their usual PR moves were working this time. The gossip outlets that once praised Blake's red carpet looks or Ryan's quick wit started quietly sidestepping them altogether. Blake's team reportedly tried to steer the conversation by releasing positive stories about her dedication to family and resilience through tough times. But instead of landing as authentic, the messaging came across as too polished, almost desperate, and fans could tell. That's the tricky part about Hollywood. Once a narrative starts spinning out of control, it becomes nearly impossible to reel it back in. Ryan and Blake built their entire image around being the couple who could do no wrong. Charming, relatable, and always in sync. But now, it wasn't them controlling the story anymore. It was the internet, the tabloids, and even other celebrities shaping the conversation for them. And when you lose control of your story in Hollywood, the industry starts rewriting it for you. Suddenly, it wasn't about their talent or success. It was about survival. Two stars trying to outrun a controversy that refused to fade. Then came the quiet betrayal. Cold shoulders from colleagues, invitations that stopped arriving, brand partnerships that went from in discussion to on hold. The same industry that once protected them was now slowly, silently pulling away. Because in the entertainment world, loyalty lasts only as long as the spotlight, and for Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, that light is starting to flicker.
Blake Lively's empire is crumbling. Her once thriving hair care line is tanking, and retailers are pulling her products off the shelves. Sales are plummeting, investors are backing out, and her cocktail brand could be next.
Hollywood doesn't reward talent, it rewards perception. And the moment the powerful decide you're no longer useful, they don't rescue you. They let you sink quietly, completely, without ever looking back.
In times like these, to have a distraction. And that's why I want to personally extend my gratitude to Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively. Thank you.
The Marvel controversy might have started as whispers, but once Joe Rogan's comments went viral, the internet lost its mind. Fans began connecting the dots, digging up old receipts, and questioning every move Ryan and Blake ever made. And here's the wild part. Even if nothing illegal happened, that doesn't matter in Hollywood. What matters is perception, what people believe. And right now, more and more people believe that Ryan and Blake have been playing a behind-the-scenes power game that's finally catching up to them. The fact that Ryan even responded says a lot. This is a guy who usually lets charm and silence do the talking. But silence wasn't working this time, not with someone like Joe Rogan fueling the fire. Because in the court of public opinion, once the doubt sets in, the damage is already done. Did y'all catch that awkward vibe at the premiere? The way Blake's co-stars were avoiding her like she was radioactive? Yeah, this isn't just a random PR misstep. It's starting to look like a full-on industry cold shoulder. And let's be real, Blake's entire career has always been about image. No shade, but she's not out here collecting Oscars. Her brand was the fashion icon, the effortlessly cool, relatable star everyone loved. But when that image starts cracking, what's left? Silence. And that silence, that's what's killing her career right now. Now, let's talk about this messy PR war. Because word on the street is that Blake was the one who started leaking dirt on Justin through her own PR team. It wasn't random gossip blogs, it was planned, strategic, and it completely backfired. Instead of burying Justin, she ended up digging her own grave. That's what makes this downfall so brutal. It's not a quick scandal that fades in a few weeks. It's slow, painful, public, the kind of fall where the phone stops ringing. The brand deals vanish, and Hollywood quietly moves on. Because here's the truth. Hollywood doesn't care who's right or wrong. It only cares about who's useful. And when you lose that power, you lose everything. Ryan and Blake might still be smiling for the cameras, but behind the scenes, that grip on influence is slipping fast. Because in this town, it's not about box office numbers or Instagram followers, it's about control. The kind of control that makes people look the other way when things get messy. And if that control is gone, so is the future they worked so hard to build. But here's where it gets even crazier. This story isn't just about bad PR. The lawsuit battle is heating up, and it might cost one of them way more than we realize. Because just last week, court documents started flying left and right, and new conspiracy theories popped up overnight. One of them, that Justin Baldoni's team might actually be giving Blake an out. Sounds wild, right? But listen, some people think Justin's lawyers are subtly pointing the blame at the real puppet master behind this chaos. The PR firm that allegedly fed Blake false info and stirred the drama. Imagine this. Blake makes a massive public apology, says she was misled, and shifts the blame to the PR team that set her up. It'd be the perfect damage control play. Justin gets vindicated, Blake gets a shot at redemption, and the PR company takes the fall. Crazy. But in Hollywood, stranger things have happened. And just when you think it couldn't get messier, it does. New filings dropped, and Jen Abel, one of Justin's allies, exposed some jaw-dropping details about Stephanie Jones, the PR powerhouse allegedly behind all this chaos. According to Jen's statement, Stephanie wasn't just controlling, she was unhinged. She had a personal psychic who predicted things about her staff. Yeah, that's a real claim, but it doesn't stop there. She allegedly took confidential info from employees' phones, passed it to Blake, and kicked off this entire nightmare. It's giving Netflix documentary levels of messy, and apparently, Stephanie's meltdown got worse. She accused her own team of being disloyal, spread false rumors about addiction, and even told everyone one of her employees was pregnant because her psychic said so. And as if that wasn't enough, she was allegedly creating fake social media accounts to stalk and troll journalists and planting fake stories, stirring chaos, all while pretending to manage reputations. Now, the more people look into this, the more it seems like Stephanie might be the real villain of this story. The one who fed Blake lies, leaked texts, and lit the match that set this entire scandal on fire. So maybe, just maybe, Blake isn't the mastermind. Maybe she's the pawn, but we'll have to wait for the judges next. Move to know for sure, because one thing's clear, this story isn't over. Not by a long shot. So what do you think? Is Blake Lively just a pawn in a much bigger Hollywood game? Or was she pulling the strings the whole time? Let me know what you think in the comments.